All right, let's take a look at this comment on the Malcolm-Jamal Warner matter that was shared on one of my posts recently about it. Can a judge change the trust if all parties agree? Well, famous lawyer response, it depends. Let's start with this. Judges and courts do not like to change the estate planning of a person who's passed. If that person doesn't change it themselves, courts do not like to change it unless there's something like it's super confusing and we have extra outside evidence that tells us that it should be done a different kind of way. It's not confusing in this situation. His trust says what it says. And so the court is probably going to want to keep it like it is, regardless of agreement among all the parties, because the judge could very well think, well, the one person who might not agree is Malcolm, and he's not here to tell us if he does or not. So I don't think it's appropriate for this court to change this trust. Now, that's one side. The other side is this. Yeah, I think if all of the parties who could object, all of the parties who could petition against a judge's decision to change the trust agreed, then I think there's a chance that the judge could change it. Certainly the judge could. I think there's a chance that the judge would change it. If you have the wife on behalf of herself and the daughter, if you have the mom and anybody else that's considered what's an interested party, if they all come together and say, Judge, we understand, we know that this is what the trust says, but this is what we want to do collectively instead because we think this is what should happen, I think the judge would go with that. I don't know that the judge would actually change the trust. I think the judge would just look at that as a bit of a settlement to avoid continued litigation in the matter. Could the judge actually change the trust itself, though? I think so. And I think if a big enough case is created around the prenuptial and the other matters, I think it's a chance the judge would. But I think the mom is just as strong in her position, saying the trust says what it says. Malcolm had years to change it and he chose not to. I think we need to leave it like it is, Judge. I don't think any of us have the right to change it. Very interesting stuff. Great question. I'll dig into some more.